What is up, Pats Nation? Look, anyone who lived through the glory years in Foxborough knows that rebuilding is a bumpy road. But what is happening right now at Gillette Stadium is enough to take your breath away. Today we need to have a serious talk, because we have a game of musical chairs on the offensive line that could change the destiny of our offense. An unexpected move in the quarterback room that says a lot about the support around Drake May. And to top it off, a high-impact trade that caught a lot of people off guard and directly affects our cap space. Before we break down this chess match, hit that subscribe button. Our goal is to hit 1,000 subs to show the strength of this fan base that accepts nothing less than excellence. Things are heating up behind the scenes, and I am giving you the full rundown right now. Listen, I have seen a lot of great players come through Foxborough, but this movement on the O-line has me looking sideways. Garrett Wilson, that kid out of Georgia, might be about to face the biggest shift of his young career in 2026. He spent his rookie year struggling at left guard, looking a bit lost and trying to find his timing, but the front office seems set on it. He is the front runner to take over as the starting center. Anyone who understands the trenches knows the middle of the line is the heart of the offense, and putting a second-year guy there is a massive gamble, almost like taking your job to the absolute extreme. The departure of Bradberry, who was shipped off to the Bears, cleared the way and dumped over $4 million back into our salary cap. Word is New England now has over $60 million in clear space to spend. That is a lot of cash. But money does not win games if your quarterback is getting folded because the center cannot read the defense. Wilson has the frame. He was a beast in college, and he clocked a ridiculous 40 time for a man that size. But the NFL does not forgive hesitation. If he does not pan out immediately, Ben Brown is right there in the rear view, freshly resigned and ready to snatch that job. I want to see aggression and smarts, no soft play in the middle of the field. Pats Nation has zero patience for a sieve on the offensive line. The question hanging in the air is whether Wolf actually knows what he is doing or if we are just pinching pennies while risking the health of our future. Stay tuned, because this cap flexibility might just be the prelude to something much bigger coming down the pipe. I will admit this one caught me off guard, but in a way that makes sense if you actually look at the locker room. The Patriots just locked up Tommy DeVito on a 2-year extension. That is right, Cutlets is staying in Foxborough. The guy showed up quietly from the Giants, and it seems like he fell in love with our culture. The deal could reach over $7 million, which is not exactly pocket change for a backup, but it shows the front office wants stability behind Drake May. Having watched Brady have backups who could barely hold a clipboard, I get the value of having someone ready to go. Watching Drake grow has been incredible. Taking care of the ball and his body, that is what matters most. That quote from DeVito shows the vibe in the QB room is all about chemistry, not ego. But look, Pats Nation is split on this. Some people are wondering if this investment in DeVito is a sign that the veteran Joshua Dobbs is on his way out. Dobbs barely touched the field, and he is an expensive cap hit. DeVito has the wheels, he has the arm, and most importantly, he has the trust of Josh McDaniels. He already knows the system from his New York days, and he does not blink under pressure. If May has to sit out for even one drive, I want someone who understands the weight of this jersey. The kid has heart, he is a grinder, and he accepted the backup role without a peep. That is the winning mentality we demand around here. I just hope he stays as a high-end insurance policy, because this is May's show. Now, if you think this extension was a reach, or if DeVito is the right guy to be our QB2, let me know. Free agency is going to be wild, and this move was just the start of a deep spring cleaning. Look, if you thought Garrett Bradberry going to the Chicago Bears was just a footnote, you do not understand the standard in Foxborough. The news broke Friday, and honestly, it was a gut punch because of how fast it happened. Bradberry was the undisputed starter for all 17 regular season games and all 4 playoff matchups, including that bitter Super Bowl against Seattle. He was the veteran anchor of our line, the guy who gave Drake May room to breathe. Trading a vet like that for a measly 5th-round pick in 2027 seems like insanity at first glance, right? It saves nearly $6 million against the cap, but at what cost? Pats Nation is buzzing because this forces Garrett Wilson to be the man right now. No safety net. Chicago moved fast after Drew Dalman retired, and they took our most stable piece. I do not buy into a weak mentality. If you move on from a Super Bowl starter to make room for a sophomore who struggled at guard, your plan better be bulletproof. This is New England, not a lab for experiments involving the safety of our QB1. Bradberry was 30, still had gas in the tank, and knew every inch of Gillette Stadium. Now, we are throwing young Wilson into the deep end. If this line collapses and May starts taking hits, the heat is going to be on Wolf and nobody else. It is a high-stakes gamble that could decide if we return to being a dynasty or keep spinning our wheels in this rebuild. The impact on the franchise's future is massive. We are talking about protecting the biggest asset we have had since number 12 walked out that door. Tell me if you trust this last minute do your job, or if we're playing with fire. This was the biggest move of the week, and the vibe in Foxborough is pure tension. Hold everything. What we saw today in Foxborough is not just roster shuffling. It is a statement of intent for the future of this franchise. Bradberry leaving, the heavy bet on Wilson, and the contract security for DeVito prove the front office is clearing the deck to hand the keys to the kingdom to Drake May, whatever the cost. There's no room left for bridge veterans or a lukewarm mindset. You either do your job with excellence or the system spits you out. Rebuilding is tough. It hurts the soul to see fan favorites leave, but the weight of those 6 Lombardis demands we be cutthroat in the hunt for the top. Jump in the comments. This space is for everyone who believes in do your job. The story of the new Patriots is still being written, and every snap in 2026 will show if we are back to running this league or just living in the past.